Hello everybody, how you like my hairstyle? Every time I cut my hair short, a lot of people will say, wow, Pastor, your hairstyle is so modern, so canggih, so in. But actually, many of them don't know, this hairstyle is really the hairstyle of the 1920s. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of learning from history. Some people, they make mistake over and over and over again. Never seems to overcome and never seems to progress. In Psalm 78, verse 12 to verse 20, marvelous things he did in the sight of their fathers, in the land of Egypt, in the field of Zon. He divided the sea and caused them to pass through, and he made the waters stand up like a heap. In the daytime also he led them with a cloud, and at the night with a light of fire. He split the rocks in the wilderness, and gave them drink in abundance like the depths. He also brought streams out of the rock, and caused waters to run down like rivers. But they sinned even more against him, by rebelling against the Most High in the wilderness. And they tested God in their heart, asking for the food of their fancy. Yes, they spoke against God. They said, can God prepare a table in the wilderness? Behold, he struck the rock, so that the water gushed out, and the streams overflow. Can he give bread also? Can he provide meat for his people? Therefore the Lord heard this, and was furious. So a fire was kindled against Jacob, and anger came up against Israel. This is the problem of human being. We want more and more and more. When God bless us and bless us, we want more. We want to continue to live in our own ways. They complain and complain, refuse to change, and take God for granted. It is said that the only thing we learn from history is we learn nothing from history. In history, things keep repeating, mistake being repeated over and over again. There are some good things you can learn from history, but there are many bad things that we never learn. We repeat them again. One of it is fashion, of course. This fashion was almost 100 years ago, and it came back to today. Remember the tie that men wear? It used to be broad, then it goes thinner and thinner and thinner, and now it's very thin. Maybe the broad tie will come back again after many, many years. What can we learn from the past? Many make the same mistake in life over and over again. In this life, we will make many mistakes. Sometimes our mistake will lead to tears, pain, and consequences. I wish time machines were real, but they are not. You can't go back in time, but what you can do is learn from your past mistake. Mistake makes us stronger because they are a learning experience. If you don't learn your lesson, your situation is going to occur again. Pray to the Lord that you learn from your mistakes and failures so that they are not a recurring theme in your life. Proverbs 26, verse 11 and 12 says, like a dog that returns to its vomit is a fool who repeats his folly. Do you see a man wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. Philippians 3 verse 13. The Apostle Paul says, brothers, I do not consider myself to have taken hold of it, but one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and reaching forward to what is ahead. Some of you may ask firstly, why is my spiritual life so weak? Then think, study, understand. Why is your spiritual life so weak? Oh, maybe you never had the time to pray, to read the word, to build yourself spiritually. Or maybe you were never very faithful to church. Over small little matter, you don't go to church. Church to you is like an option. So why are you so spiritually weak? Learn from your mistake. This time, when we are under MCO, Movement Control Order, where we are not supposed to go out, take the opportunity to grow stronger in the Lord. You will be strong. And when it is already permissible, say to yourself, I will not allow anything to stop me from going to church or to a cell group. Make changes in your life if you want to grow stronger spiritually. Some will also ask, why do I struggle to live victoriously? Why do I fall over and over again? Look back in your history. At one point, did you fall? Oh, you say, Pastor, I'm still stuck with a smoking habit. So why buy in the first place? Tell yourself, I will stop buying. Or tell yourself this, whenever I have the urge to buy, I will read the Bible or call my cell leader and tell him. How can I overcome my gambling habit? How? Look at your history. Maybe you keep visiting your auntie, her house, where basically it's a gambling den. There are 2 or 3 mahjong tables there. You love to visit, sit down and say to yourself, I will not gamble, no worries. But then you find yourself doing it again and again and again. Learn from your past mistake. Why is there so many quarrels and fight in my family? You ask yourself. Find out, what is it that trigger the argument? Is it your words? Is it the way you form your sentences? Maybe you should change the way you talk. Speak more politely, more kindly. Use better words than what you have used to say. Before you hit the rooftop, count 1 to 10. Go somewhere. Look out the window. You need to basically do something very drastic to change this repeating cycle in your life. Learn from your past mistake. What did you do or did not do to stop it? You can, because Paul says, I leave the past behind. I press on. If you have harbored unforgiveness, have you moved on? Are you still living in the past and looking at what has happened before? Move on, brothers and sisters. Press on, brothers and sisters. There is something greater ahead for you. The blessings of God is yours for the taking, but you need to leave your past and move on as God leads you to grab hold of a better life, of a stronger spiritual walk, of the blessings of God. Learn from mistake and learn from your past history. Pick the good and discard the bad. Hold on a moment. I just bought a new can of hair gel. I will try it. Oh no, what happened? Ayo, it says hair removing gel.
How many times must I tell you? Read the label before you buy and use.
Dr. Clarence, please help.